I'm your host, Brian Erickson. Each week we bring in two new guests. We sit them down on this snazzy corduroy couch, and we ask them why they do what they do. And this week, just like every week, is no exception. We have award-nominated singer-songwriter Ashley McKinley and singer, songwriter, podcaster, and craftsman Joe Galuppo joining us. But first, and as always, Chris Dubrow, how are you?
Hey, man. Oh, I got one applaud.
Wow, who
I got
did
a singular applaud.
Is that Bart?
Oh, I'm getting a couple. I'm getting scattered applause.
Okay.
This is more or less like when I play a solo set. I'm getting scattered applause, and everyone's a little confused.
Yeah, but I like when you play solo.
I like
It's
playing,
nice.
but listen. When I hear talk about me and my inability to sing songs that aren't about my feelings, how are you, doing, Brian?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing all right. You finished recording an album since
did.
last we spoke.
I did.
Congratulations.
It's been a really long.
That's an applause. So talk to me. You guys been recording it since before the dawn of time.
Yes.
Beat you to it. If you're making note at home, Brian and I finish each other's sentences.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, how'd the recording go? What are you looking at? What's going on?
It's good. It's coming out. You know what? I'm throwing it out. It's coming out September 7th.
September 7th. Wake me up when it's September 7th. I'm sorry.
It's coming out September 7th. My band, the Paper Jets, putting out a record. It's called Every Day Forever.
Oh, I like that. Concept album, non-concept album.
Always a little, like all the songs are a little related. A couple of them, originally, we were going to
Should we switch spots?
No,
okay.
Not again.
Okay.
No, it's all right. We got this. But originally we were going to do a record where each song ran into the other one. Like, it was just going to be nonstop.
A big old medley.
So there's like the original demo that we did has every song running into each other, but then we kind of broke it up. Like, we kept it for a couple things, but like most you conceive of this concept, and then as you're doing it for real,
just throw it out. You just entirely abandon notions like that. Yeah, I feel that.
But that's okay. Like, it's not a worse record for not doing it. It's better.
Yeah.
We kind of separated a few of them.
I always say, a big thing is always, like, especially recording, is just kill your babies.
Yeah,
like, you come in with all these ideas and just one by one take them out and replace them. Because
we must kill our darlings.
Yes, especially when it comes to recording, because you can get so, like, lost in the mire of, like, I've been listening to a song in C for the past 7 hours. I don't know what's going on anymore.
Yeah, and you were in a you were the star of a music video.
Was I?
I don't know. Weren't you on the boat with?
No, I'm not.
Oh.
People think I am. No. The Foes of Fern.
You're based. So it's like when people thought that Sinbad did that movie Shazam, where he played the genie, but that's not actually true.
Was it?
That does not exist. People thought you were on the boat.
I've never been on a boat.
Fernicola's new music.
No, I play ukulele on the recording. I was doing something that day, but I was in and out of seeing them film. Like, whenever they were on land, I was with them, but I have no desire to be in a music video, especially for, like, a project that I wasn't quite in at the time.
I see.
So I kind of was just hanging out. But the music video looks amazing. Old friend of mine, Rob, directed it. I've known him for a very long time. He did my brother's music video. Yeah, it's good. It's a good thing. Actually finished recording a lot of my parts for Fern's new album a couple of weeks ago, and, like, I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, that record is going to be...
it's huge.
That's going to be really something.
It's like...
And I'm almost a little upset that, like, I have to release an album in what seems to be a pretty considerable release year.
Yeah, no, there's been some heavy hitters this year. I mean, it started, like, Toy Cars for me, like, they may have the best record of the year, and I came out, like...
He may be painting my new house.
Mateo?
Yeah.
Oh, Mateo, he's my baby.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, no, that for me, like, that, when I first started, I was like, why would anyone release anything this year? And then Low Light kind of topped it, and, like, kind of throughout the year, people are just keep releasing. And Levy and the Oaks, their new album's going to be amazing.
Oh, I've heard it. And it is...
Oh, you little...
Oh no, I didn't mean it like that. But no, I've heard it, or maybe like a couple of the songs. And yeah, it is excellent. Deal Casino's got the EP.
Who?
Well Wisher, like
finally he's gonna release it. I'm excited to hear, like, the actual album. I've seen him a couple times. Very good.
What is it? Didn't, like, OneMore put out something, like, recently? The Vaughns have something coming out.
They have, Vaughns released. Are they releasing an album? I know they were doing singles.
They're doing an album. Yeah,
okay,
they've been just throwing singles down. But so the point is, like, yeah, it's going to be a crazy good release.
There's a lot of good music this year. And speaking of really good music, we have on our first guest.
Let's bring her out. Award-nominated acoustic artist whose debut album, Wishful Thinking, is now available everywhere. Let's bring in Ashley McKinley.
Hey.
Hey, Ashley. Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me. Congrats on your new record.
Oh, no, well, we're not here
excited to hear it.
Me talking about that is that
It's
section
officially
is
over.
Oh, okay.
But you released a record called Wishful Thinking.
Can we get silence in a Zoom, please?
No, we're going to talk right through this.
Oh, cool.
It came out on December 29th of last year. You played this great release show at Langosta Lounge with Tara, right? Didn't she kind of back you up or something like that? And
yeah, she did all of the harmonies for me that were on the record. She sang them live, which was really nice because I had never heard them live until her and I rehearsed them. So it was really cool.
Excellent. And how's the record doing so far?
It's good. I feel really good about it. I feel really, really proud of it. Mm-hmm. And it has taught me so much, and I'm really excited to record more music because, I just feel a lot better at, what I'm doing.
Yeah, once you get that first one done and you kind of learn those essential lessons, then you can, you can go into, I guess, the next endeavor, maybe with a little more of a clear head and a little bit more, as Chris was saying before, kind of that sort of kill your darlings attitude, right?
Yeah, definitely have a better picture of exactly what I want to do this time. And I think the first time, from 16 to 21, I was messing around in pretty much the same studio, and I learned so much. I learned how to stand on my own 2 feet. So now I know how to carry what I want to do instead of just, I don't know, I do more now.
Cool. And it didn't just start though when you were 16. You wrote your first original song when you were only 8 years old.
Yeah, I did.
You remember a little bit of how it goes? It was called Me.
It's
right?
called Me. Yep.
Do you remember how it goes? You gonna give us a little bit of it,
I know exactly how it goes.
I heard you sing it once. We played a show together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It happens every now and then. It's a rarity.
Really?
It's a rarity, yeah. There's no music to it.
Can you give us a few seconds? Is that okay? I mean, we're gonna hear you sing later.
Did you just
anyway,
clear your throat to start singing?
No, I
well, you have to. I mean, we've been.
Don't make me sing.
I'm not prepared.
You
I'm
too.
kidding. Yeah, I could sing part of it.
Oh, that'd be great.
Okay. All right, so I started out writing songs about boys because,
And what changed?
just a common theme, I guess. So it was about one of my first crushes. It's called Me. And there's no music, so it's always awkward and uncomfortable to sing, but I'll just do it. Okay, so it goes. I know I can be restless or sometimes even mean, but in the end I know I am good at being me. And sometimes when I'm down, I turn myself around just to see your smiling face looking at me. You're wonderful, you're amazing, you're perfect, you're the only one that I've ever wanted to know. You're perfect for me.
Oh my God! You wrote that when you were 8 years old?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm amazed that you knew the word restless.
Yeah, right?
I didn't know that word when I was 8.
Yeah,
I'm sure you did.
What was I don't even remember what I was doing when I was 8 years old.
Star Wars and Power Rangers, probably.
Super Mario Brothers 3 and Ninja Turtles.
Ah, close enough.
Yes. I remember Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. Well, they transcend the years, That's my nephew is 9 years old. He plays with Ninja Turtles still, so.
Classics.
Yeah. I can't believe that. That's you were a precocious kid then.
Yeah, I mean, I always loved music, and it started because I got, I would be listening to the radio, and I would just, wish I could change certain words around or certain melody parts, and that's how I still listen to music. It's almost like I can't turn that part of my brain off, so I never have been able to turn that part of listening off, so I just wrote my own. I was like, well, you know what? I always want to change the stuff, so why not just write my own?
Not?
And I just wrote my own. And I always wrote poetry before that, so just kind of worked.
Wow, that's great. And then after that though, after the just kind of hearing things on the radio, maybe you got a little more active in your listening and sort of gravitated toward, proper songwriters, the Bob Dylans and Carole Kings of the world and everything like that, how did that, when you heard things like that, how did that change your perspective on, singing and writing and things like that?
It was like I finally felt like what I was doing was like right, meaning like I found my idols for the first time. Like I'd always listened to, whatever I could. My family is not musicians. Well, my mom's side of the family is like, but not in my household. So it was really amazing to finally find someone I could look up to. And when I heard Tapestry by Carole King, it changed my life. And it really kind of verified that it was what I wanted to do, and I felt like I knew how to do that. And the more that I listened to interviews of those people and the more that I listened to their writing, the more I kind of like I wanted to get better and just,
Yeah. Now, how you said your family or your immediate family wasn't really all that musical, like how have they been as you've sort of started this journey into musical aspiration, because I find that like some parents are a little different than others, especially ones that are not musicians that might not necessarily understand like firsthand what's going on.
Yeah, it's funny because they really don't understand music, but they certainly love and support me. But it's actually, I always wanted my parents to be more hands-on because I would see my friends' parents be so hands-on and, so critical, and I wanted that because I love this. So this is what I want, and I want criticism so that I can improve. I've always kind of been that way, so I wished I had it when I was younger. But my parents both run their own businesses, and they're very, very focused and, successful in their own right and their own business is. So it's like now that I'm 22, I love that because they let me run the show and I watch them run their business and grow. So like I try to run my music and grow. So, we run in parallel lines next to each other, but they're certainly not interrupting. So I like that.
Did they, did you pick up anything from them running their businesses, that you apply to your, songwriting in any terms?
Yeah, I think that they're just really relentless. Like their passion comes first. Their desire to succeed comes before anything and everything. And I feel like innately so similar to that. The more that I grow as a person, and so I find myself now like really relating to them in that way, whereas I said in the past I was like so upset that they weren't more involved. Now I don't want someone involved unless they're on my team and they know exactly what's going on and they can actually grow with me too. So it's just a different thing.
Yes, it's almost like that lack of involvement kind of set you up for self-reliance, which a lot of music really is. Like you don't always, especially as a solo artist, but even in like a band setting, sometimes it still falls to one person or maybe two people if you're lucky. So it's in being hands off, it's almost fostered that self-reliance and maybe helped you figure out ways to become a successful solo act.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you definitely need help, but it definitely gave me a lot of strength, so I'm thankful for that.
Excellent. Now, you said you've had recording studio access since you were 16. Like, first off, lucky. How did that happen? Like, how does one just get, because that's a gift. So you didn't really have to just like, go upstairs to your bedroom or anything like that. Like you could go into, professional environment. And what was that like? Kind of, cutting those first songs and really like getting into, a place where I imagine you aspire to be periodically for the rest of your life, or at least for a really long time. How did that feel like at such a young age?
Well, at first it was kind of a surprise, and So Matt Wade was my mentor for a long time, and I worked in his studio in Brick. And my friend Brianna's older brother was his best friend. So she showed him my music, and he just kept asking her to bring me into the studio. And I was like, I don't know, because I had some experience before him, and I was like, like, I wasn't sure. And then I finally went, and he just really, really believed in me, and he just, like, kind of, you know, pushed me to be better, and he just was like, you know, you got to stand on your own 2 feet. Like, he made me listen, he made me practice, he taught me so many things that I know, and, like, I'm so comfortable in recording studios, and I'm so confident in knowing exactly what I want when I'm in a studio, or at least knowing when to ask for help. But I was a complete nervous wreck. Like, the first song I showed him, I was shaking, I was sweating, my face went bright red, and I was just a mess, like a nervous wreck. So I was a nervous wreck for a couple of months when I was there, because it was such a private thing. I'd never really shown, you know, anyone who was like a producer or, you know, whatever, like.
But it helped foster that confidence, right?
Yeah. He was like, you're so talented. Like, you need to be doing this. You're doing this. And, you know, my parents, you know, like I said, did their own thing. So it was the first time somebody was like, you need to do this, Ashley. And kind of like pushed me to go for it.
Oh, that's excellent. And now his, you know, you made your record, and, you know, his fingerprints are kind of on that. Like, he plays a couple instruments on there and produced the record. And I guess how easy, you know, from those kind of nervous beginnings, how easy has it become for you now to to hear and accept and use someone's constructive criticism of your work, you know, if it's to the benefit of your work?
I don't. Constructive criticism, I like while I'm recording, during recording, like in the creative process, if it is necessary, if it is valid, you know, if it has like real validity and it makes the song
no, I'm not
better.
saying like someone comes up to you after a show and it's like, hey, you know, you're a little sharp there. Like, no, I mean,
but that happens
in that.
a lot. That happens a lot to a lot of people.
Oh yeah, I mean, people are happy to share their opinions.
They're so happy to
solicited or otherwise.
Yeah, that happens a lot in like the real world playing out.
Yeah.
And that happens a lot when I released my album. I had so many different types of feedback. I had, this is great, but.
Did you have anything unusual? What was like the most unusual feedback somebody gave you? Where you just kind of were like, wait, what? Why?
Unusual. Okay, I mean, I wouldn't say unusual, but something interesting
Yeah.
is that a lot of younger people in my, you know, our generation like the song I Can. That's their favorite song.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was one of the singles, right?
Yep, and I chose it for the single because a lot of my friends really liked it and everybody around me really liked it. But I noticed that a lot of the older generation, like my parents' age and older, like 40, 50 plus, they love a different song, and it's called That House. So I don't know, that was interesting because overwhelmingly, like, that was the overall response from each age group.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of glad that I could, you know, get a favorite song out of both age groups.
Yeah, that you could kind of reach across different, you know, demographics, age groups, and things like that. And I've always heard that, you know, you've made a good album, or you know you've made good art when whatever it is, when everybody has something different as their favorite. Where it's like, if everybody's favorite song was, say, you know, I Can, then it's like, well, what about the other 8 songs? Like, really? You know, so
yeah.
it's almost helpful that you got, you know, feedback from across a few different places. And before we run out of time, I do want to ask, because you've got, you know, you're basically your next moves as an artist, because you said that you're looking to, you know, kind of get right back and record new material soon. And I read in another interview that you're considering moving to New York City. So you know, maybe share a little bit of that with us. What's the next move?
Yeah, so obviously being in any type of artistic person, we're constantly, we kind of move with the wind. So for a minute, I was thinking about moving to New York because I'm a college student right now, and I'm planning on finishing school at a music school, and I thought that I couldn't go for a much longer period of time. So I was going to take that gap year and move to New York and just, do it there and make more connections in the city. But it turns out that I could possibly go a lot sooner, so I'm actually just applying and auditioning for music schools. So,
excellent.
If I get into the one in Nashville, I'm moving in September. If I get into Boston and not Nashville, I'm moving to Boston.
Okay.
So.
I feel like you seem like you'd be like right at home in a place like Nashville. Like this material, these songs, like even just your, the way you perform, your persona and everything seems like it'd really be right at home at a place like that.
Thanks. I hope I go there, but I also know whatever is best for me is going to happen. So hopefully, but I really want to move to Nashville very, very badly.
Excellent. Well, Ashley, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And we're gonna hear some of Ashley's music live in just a little bit.
Cool.
Hey Matt, you want to go get me a slice of pizza, please? No, I mean Matt Cook, not Matt.
Oh yeah, you're good.
One More with Brian Erickson is brought to you by Mr. Pizza Slice, a Red Bank institution with a new vibe. For over 45 years, Steve operated Mr. Pizza Slice on Mount Street in Red Bank. The new owners have 100% kept the original pizza called Steve's Original Pie, as well as the signature Italian hot dogs, my nickname for Brian, and French fries. Brian's nickname for me, don't ask, goes Walla Walla, Washington.
Hey,
ladies and gentlemen,
oh my goodness, it's former
Matt
guest
Cook.
Matt Cook. Whoa, hold on. Where did he come from?
He's so cute, isn't he?
Where did he come from?
He was over there.
Guest, though, so
No, you don't get to sit on the couch, but at least say hi to the camera.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hello.
All right, thanks, Matt. See you later.
Casino. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, new additions include pizza with various toppings that can be ordered by the slice, hot and cold sandwiches, and smaller appetizer
Do
dishes.
not put that-
Of course, our nickname for Ashley.
Don't
They've
put
kept
that
a
on
lot
my
of Steve's
desk,
feeling
Chris.
here, and the classic video game machine that had delivery service longer hours and Sunday hours. Mr. Pizza Slice, it's pizza by the slice. That's not their slogan.
Do
Brian,
not put that on my desk.
that's like a particularly cold, congealed piece.
Yeah, it's all right. So let's.
I'm sure he's called it.
All right. Our next guest is a podcaster, a performer, an artist, a craftsman, and an occasional conspiracy theorist. Let's bring out Joe Galuppo. Hey, what's up?
Occasional conspiracy theory.
It's gotten more regular now.
Define conspiracy theory.
You know what? That is a rabbit hole we are not gonna go down
People
tonight.
love to say that. And then
I'm just going to say, back and to the left.
So, nope.
I gotcha.
All right. So you got this brief. I want to ask, but then I feel like that we've seen the movie Seven, right? Like, what's in the box?
It's like, all right, well, so you take the pizza, right?
Oh, God.
And you put it in the briefcase. And you bring it. What did you guys get? This? No. And then you put it on the desk.
Oh, okay. All right. So let's check out what we've got in this briefcase. This is not scripted. This was not planned. Appropriately enough.
Oh, well, speaking of
Rocco's Pizzeria.
Speaking of pizza,
How's Rocco?
Rocco's doing good.
Okay.
Glad to hear that.
But I'm from Woodbridge, and I grew up in Avenel, and there's a family, and they're just diehard Italians, like diehard, like they'll never not be Italian.
I feel that.
You know. And we used to make all the sauce and stuff in their basement. We were like 9 years old.
Did you learn all the secrets?
I learned that if
Like Mama Rocco's secrets.
Mama Rocco.
well, it's funny. You'd wake up at like you'd be up all night playing Real Talk Baseball on Sega Genesis, and then you'd wake up at 10 o'clock in the morning, and there'd be the pasta noodles just hanging above you on like clotheslines everywhere in the house because they would hand make their noodles.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So now years later, after many of my walks of life, I deliver pizza with family friends, and it turns out I looked up my name, Galuppo, and it actually means messenger baggage carrier.
So this was fate.
So this was your calling.
This
Your calling
is
is
it.
what we're talking
Pizza
about.
delivery guy.
Sending out ships, bringing buckets of joy to people of all ages, really, because who doesn't love pizza?
So
Whoever died in this couch loved pizza.
So you've brought some artwork with you.
Yeah, you know.
Now these are is it coffee art? So to speak, right?
Funny
is it
thing,
something like that.
Well, I used to work at an art supply store, Pearl. You may know.
I remember.
And
Pearl
they went out of business. I worked at the warehouse, and I had a bunch of this paper, and there was way too much of it. So I started making books out of it. I started giving it away, bartering with it. I think I got a trombone for one of them. And
Really?
Yeah, and random things. You know, I
have also
stacks.
bartered for a trombone.
Right. Easy. They're easy come, easy go trombones.
Yeah, they're surprisingly easy to come across.
So I had all this overstock of it, and I was like, you know what? Let me, whilst drinking coffee, you know, it always spilled on the paper. So I was like, you know, let me just start dyeing it like that.
Okay.
And layering it, texturing it. And it's kind of, that's just a regular one, but I've been putting them in light boxes, and you can't really tell. But if you were to backlight those, there's a totally different, it looks black and white, but then you backlight it, and you get to see all the layers that are there. So it's kind of like light, like life. You know, through new light, you see different things. Mm-hmm. So that kind of spoke to me, and now I'm paper crazy. I don't know.
Paper
I'm
crazy.
crazy for that paper.
Get that paper, Joe. So I need to know how you got your hands on your first instrument, because what circumstances transpired that led you to playing music?
Oh.
And you play guitar and harmonica.
Yeah, my sister used to listen to a lot of music. She's a few years older than me, and we used to go to like hardcore, post-hardcore emo shows over at Birch Hill in Sayreville, which closed down, which is a great venue. And it was anything went. You know, you'd be like 11 years old, fighting for like a drink wristband, even though they lost their liquor license years ago. It was an interesting place. There's a guy in the back shucking clams.
Wow.
And then there was an outside area, and there was actually volleyball.
That must have
you could
been
play volleyball.
That must have been very sanitary, FDA approved.
Nothing goes better than
clam
hardcore
shucking.
music.
It was in Sayreville.
Clams.
Yeah.
Because I want
and a guy with a giant fish knife.
Yeah.
Also.
So for a while, I just kind of perused through all of the crappy music and the heavy stuff that I enjoyed. And my brother also was very musical. He could freestyle for like 2 days straight about anything, and it was really good. It wasn't just, you know, it was very like old school hip hop, like Gravediggers, which is funny. He's a gravedigger now, so.
Wow.
Yeah, so like the old Wu-Tang affiliate stuff. So I'm, you know, I don't know if Matty Carlock's still here. He would probably come busting through and start beatboxing, but
he had to leave right before we started.
Was he here?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even see him.
He's like, I gotta leave before sun breaks. Jeez.
like that.
You're so mad, dog. You're so mad, dog.
Just wait until I start yelling.
So, so to me, your music. So to me, like, Joe Galuppo is this sort of like rootsy bouillabaisse of storytelling and traditional folk music and sort of this purposeful chaos.
I don't know how purposeful it is, but I like that sentiment. Let's run with that.
But so to me, when I hear you play, when the audience is going to hear you play, I guess to me your music seems destined to be homeless. When you open up an old record and you see the word traditional in the writer's column, you know, things like that it just gets picked up by somebody and reinterpreted in different ways and then just sort of given back to the universe until it gets picked back up by someone else. Because your songs you're sort of notoriously, I don't want to say unrecordable because you have recorded work, but you've always been reticent to allow others to record you. Variables. Because your songs have variables in them. Like, they don't always come together the same way every single time.
No, that's it. Some of it's on purpose. There's a few songs I have that are very structured.
Well, do you owe that to maybe, you know, that somewhere in there, that ability to freestyle?
Yeah, no, well, that's what I'm saying. And, well, to go back to what you were saying before, one of your past guests, Brian Rothenbeck, would say, Joe Galuppo, least likely to have a permanent address. Anyway, so we can get past that.
Okay.
But
I actually have a Brian Rothenbeck question.
Oh, goodness. Okay, well, I can answer those twice for you.
Okay, well, we'll get to them.
But, yeah, I don't know. I played with... The first guy who ever taught me anything was a Peruvian kid, and we just called him Peru. His name was Daniel Edgars, and he now has a farm in Machu Picchu. Very interesting.
Oh, wow. It's beautiful down there.
But we used to go to Perth Amboy when we were like 16, 17, and we would go to these bars, and they'd serve us, and we'd play music, and it was Perth Amboy. You had like a 5 o'clock shadow or like a little mustache growing. You can get Presidentes all night. So we'd play with all these. I would play with all these like Peruvian kids who were actually in like metal bands.
Okay.
But then they would also play Beethoven on classical guitars. So
well, it's like that those chops.
Unbelievable. So he'd be like, Galuppo, man, play an E, and I'd be like, oh, which one's that? And he'd be like, that's this one. And then years later, I linked up with a guy, Andrew Reynolds, who moved to Colorado, and he played gypsy jazz.
Okay.
So there was a little bit of funkiness in there. And then I cut my hand, and while I was camping.
Okay, I was going to say, was it at that place that was with the guy shucking clams? Was it?
No. It was in Lackawaxen, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
That's a different story. But I cut my hand, and I was playing an old guitar that my parents bought for me when I was like 15 or 16.
Okay.
And I couldn't hold down a bar chord, so I bought a classical guitar because I had this big cut and it hit me right there.
Oof,
and I was able to play the show, and I threw away the pick and I never turned back. And I have a very people are like, what's that picking you're doing? I'm like, I don't know.
Well, it seems very...
It's like a rake.
Well, yeah, but it seems very specific to what you do. I don't really see many other people do that. So, I mean, the fact that you have this... There's some freestyle in there. There's this Peruvian metal / classical.
Their name was Funeral.
And the fact
Putting
that
the fun back in funeral. That was the name.
Now,
I don't know.
But I think it lent itself out to having that unique style of playing that we're going to see.
Yeah, and then me and my friend Dom, we had this. We made rap songs, and I would sing the hooks, and I've always wanted to sing like a beautiful black woman.
Okay,
that's what I wanted to do. Like I wanted to sing. I wanted
like
to
a Billie Holiday.
Yeah,
type.
like I wanted to just.
Like
I wanted people to close their eyes and be like
a jazz singer, or like more of like an Aretha or something like that.
Or like a jazz. I don't know if I have the, robustness to be for any Aretha. But like more like the falsetto-y and then like that smooth. I wanted people to close their eyes and go, that's a black woman laying on a piano.
Okay.
And how's that working out for you?
So kind of like, but I guess the sort of blue-eyed soul.
Yeah, no, I mean, soul, it's all soul. So what I found out is that regardless of how much you tried to perfect your songs, if it didn't just have some type of a piece of you in it, if your voice didn't squeak a little bit, if you didn't show a bit of humanity, I'm not going to pull off that laying on a piano and a dress thing. I mean, my legs, they're hairy. I won't shave them. I get stubbles. It's like, I'm not going to pull that off. So I got to let myself shine through, and I stretch myself out too much to really have a perfect voice. I'm a smoker. I scream in a hardcore band.
Yeah, comb the desert.
I talk on the radio. I try to make money playing music, and I also just like do impersonations of people that like have horrible voices. So
like Tom Waits, your Tom Waits impression is pretty spot on.
Yeah, that hurts though. That's like you do too many Tom Waits, and then it's just like, what happened?
No, I feel
what
like
happened,
I lost the top of my voice doing Tom
you
Waits.
lost the top.
Do you want to do a Tom Waits off one time?
That and Nobody Flinched down by the arcade.
I do Jared Hart impersonations from the Scandals to warm up because he's got like this. Because he's got like this beautiful Tom. It's like beautiful Tom Waits. And but it's natural, and you're like, damn you.
Tom Waits is natural.
Yeah.
Well, Tom used to scream into a pillow and walk around with a cane when he was 8. Like right around when I actually started writing music, Tom Waits was walking with a cane. So you're on the right track.
Start screaming into pillows, Ash.
So let's talk about Live from the Dining Room. Let's talk about Live from the Dining Room. You said you do a lot of talking on the radio too. I want to make sure we get that while we still have some time. So you started Live from the Dining Room with your buddy Jay Wallace. Is that still going on? Because I know it's kind of in like a weird place right now.
Jason and his wife Nicole had a child.
Yeah, congratulations.
They created a baby. It's a wonderful thing. They're both incredibly happy. I'm happy for them. I'm busy as it is, but it is missing from my life. It's been maybe 2 months.
Missing from my life.
It's been like maybe 3
Same.
months now, where it's not happening. But yeah, that was something we did every Monday live. For just about 4 years.
Yeah, from Jay's mom's literal dining room.
The Peg, the curator herself.
And
we lost bandwidth. We financially, we weren't putting out to make sure that more than one person can listen live.
But you had, I mean, I knew your guys' numbers. You had something like 400 or 500 listeners an episode. Like, you had a real audience.
It was doing
like
good.
something that really was.
That was the recorded stuff.
Yeah.
So the reason it was live was so that we wouldn't have to edit anything, and no matter what happened, it was going on the internet, and everybody knew that coming into it. So that's what kind of made it great, because we knew that if we edited it, we would lose. We'd lose that steam that kept the train going.
Yeah.
You know.
That's why we don't edit this show either.
Dude, more power to you.
Whenever we fail, we start from the top and we go back and do it again.
Exactly, and it's amazing because we just have yet to fail.
Yeah.
So it's
been flawless every time.
Every time.
Well, you guys are great at what you do. I mean, you know.
Well, you're great at what you do. That's
Yeah.
why we have you. That's why you're here.
I literally started my podcast that led me to do this because of Live from the Dining Room.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, I've told you this before. We've been drunk outside of like the Court Tavern.
Yes.
So
I miss
Live
that
from the
place.
Dining Room though
Rest in
had
peace.
this. I'm sorry.
No,
go
they're
ahead.
around. They're around.
Yeah, but
They're doing good things too.
are they?
Yeah, they got Chris Pierce back in there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I mean, look, I've got nothing but love for that place. I've always wanted to be successful.
I mean, they just need more parking.
Yeah, that's one of the bigger problems with all of New Brunswick.
Yeah.
Just parking is a nightmare. I'm sorry, Brian.
Oh no, please. No, so you
Jay,
had
where were you
Keep
born?
it light, man. Keep it light.
so you had this run with the Dining Room, and you had all these different musicians on, and it really. How did that bring? The first thing I want to ask you is how did that bring you and Jay closer together? Like, what did that do for you and Jay? Because for a time, you two were almost inseparable. Like, we would see you at shows,
like a married
and
couple.
it was like you were a band almost, where you would just kind of move through the arts community together. And it's like, oh yeah, there's Jay and Joe from the Dining Room. There's Jay and Joe from the Dining Room, like in Asbury, in New Brunswick, in Perth Amboy, wherever. What did that do for your relationship?
Well, we were in a band when we were young, and I won't even say the name of it.
What was the name of it?
I can't tell you. It was a Roddy Piper film.
That's what the name of the band was called? A
No.
Roddy Piper film?
There's more than one Roddy Piper
well,
film?
it was like a spin-off TV show, and it was there for a second. But anyway, that's all I'm giving you.
Oh yeah, the Americans.
Well, before we go any further, I would just like to thank out Bjork's production team for just pulling everything together for me and really
you so
making
much,
it happen.
Bjork.
and bringing it
Bjork,
home.
yeah, no. Give it up for Bjork. Okay,
needs it.
so.
She needs
No,
the bump.
it kind of it was great, but the Jay worked a lot, and we didn't see each other, so it became Monday was the only time we saw each other, and then slowly but surely life got more involved with Jason, and he wouldn't make as much, so it became like a solo thing, where I kind of just got weird with it, you know, a little freeformy, a little Hardy White-ish.
Yeah,
you
I
know,
remember
and-
those episodes.
and
Those are some fun episodes.
I like
though.
those, and I look forward to getting back to the Dining Room. It's not gone forever, and I actually have been recording some stuff with select people.
Oh, I know.
But I'm giving it a little bit of room, you know.
Yeah.
It's still at Peg's house. Peg, shout out, love you. Happy Mother's Day. Congratulations on being a grandmother. But I mean, what else can you get musicians on a Monday night come to you and give you a personal show. Now, do you know what that feels like? Have you ever felt anything like that?
I do, actually. I do. I very much do. We do know how that feels.
I can't relate at all.
So,
Completely out of it.
so we've got to wrap up soon. But I want to ask you one last kind of question. Just to get serious for a minute, you've had the podcast, you have your art and your music, and in the moment as it's all happening, it just is what it is in the present. Mm-hmm. But when when Joe Galuppo takes a step back, sort of outside of yourself, and looks at the body of work, what does that person see?
Oh, man. You know, just like no, but seriously, I don't know, man. It's like you see a reverse image, like in the mirror, you know, and you don't see what you see. Listening back to stuff, one day I'll love it, the next day I'll hate it, back and forth forever. Depends on the demographic, who's listening to it, all these different things. I don't know. I'm very, very manic and kind of bipolar in my ways. You know,
never got that impression.
There's a lot
from
of conspiracy theories bouncing around up here simultaneously, but I feel like it's live. I don't like recording. If I do it, it's single track.
Yeah.
But I will be tracking soon, so I'm slowly moving into that, and it's something I abandoned right off the bat. And then every time I recorded, it was just, hey man, are you recording? We got one microphone in front of me. All right, good luck. You know, one take of every song, and then I leave. And then I would release it because whether or not I liked it, I don't think it was really up to me. You know, I'm not the listener.
Yeah.
I'm performing it. I've had shows where I thought I played awesome. People were like, good set. And I've had shows where I messed up everything. And they're like, that's the best I've ever seen you. And I'm like,
amazing that good set means that you had a bad show, and then, you know, a more emotive sort of reaction actually means you had a good set.
Yeah, perspective is a son of a gun.
And I think that's a good note to end on. Joe Galuppo, thanks so much for coming. We're going to hear some music in a few minutes.
Yes.
Cool. I gotta go over there.
Yep. All right. Hold on. Don't.
Joe, you can hang on the couch if you want. You're just gonna have to watch Ashley. Ashley. One More Brian Erickson is brought to you live from Mammoth Music in Red Bank. Let me get my copy. Established in 1987, Mammoth Music is located at the center of historic Red Bank, New Jersey, voted third best town in the United States by Smithsonian Magazine. Joe, do you know what number one is? Stanton, Virginia. Look it up. We're located within walking distance of the famed Count Basie Theater, Red Bank train station, and many fine eateries. Mammoth Music continues the tradition of being a destination store for all levels of musicians, both beginner and professional. New owner, Mario DiPortola. How's it going, Mario? A lifelong musician, offers a wide selection of brand name instruments at everyday low prices. Both new and used, with personal, professional, and expert service only a family-owned and operated store can provide. Ashley, does the neck on your guitar or banjo need repairing? No. She says no, but don't worry about it. Joe, do the valves in your saxophone need to be refitted? He said yes, regardless of what day it is. Bring your instrument to Mammoth Music for quality repairs. You'll enjoy prompt service from a team of repairmen who are always ready. And now, ladies and gentlemen, whether you like it or not, while she struggles to get set up, the one, the only, little sis, don't worry, I'm not going to say her name until we all know we're ready. The one, the only, little sis, Ash herself. Good God, I'm running out of words. I'm doing it anyway, deal with it. Ashley McKinley!
Oh, thank you for the applause. I'm going to start by playing you the single from my album. This one's called I Can. Every time I try to work it out, it's like 2 steps forward and 10 steps back. Can hardly get myself to leave the house. I've got nothing here without you around. Can I breathe without you? I'm learning. Yes, I can. I sleep without you near. It's alright. I got the whole damn bed. I never thought it would feel this good to lay here all alone. I can't be without you, dear. I'm learning. Yes, I can. Don't need nobody else to fill my time. All I need is our best friends and a bottle of wine. And though I never liked it on my own, I'm giving it a try anyway, because you never know. Can I breathe without you? I'm learning. about the things you told me. Ooh, ooh, and all the places we never been. I'll breathe without you in learning. Yes, I can sleep without you, neither. It's alright. Got the whole damn bed. I never thought it would feel this good to lay here all alone. I can't be without you, dim learning. Can I breathe without you, dim learning? Yes, I can. I sleep without you, near. It's alright. I got the whole damn bed. I never thought it would feel this good to lay here all alone. I can't be without you, dim learning. Yes, I can. All right. Thank you. Since we're promoting the album, I'm going to play another one off the album, which is my favorite to play, and it's called Stay Right Here. Oh, we're going to start that over. Most of the time I hide. The promises aren't kept that way. At least I can say I tried. Now you're the one who walks away. I just wanna stay right here with you. Stay until the morning till we're through. I don't wanna waste another day away, waste another day. I just wanna stay right here with you. If you love me then, you love me now. You turned my whole world upside down. And even though you say you're done, feels like we've only just begun. I just wanna stay right here with you. Stay until the morning till we're through. I don't wanna waste another day away, waste another day. I just wanna stay right here with you. We talk a lot, but we don't say much. Gave it a shot, and I'm still trying. Can we work this out? Will we see this through? Will I love another if I can't have you? And I just wanna stay right here with you. You stay until the morning, until we're through. Yeah, I don't wanna waste another day away, waste another day. I just wanna stay right here with you. Yeah, I just wanna stay right here with you. wanna stay right here with you. Ooh, yeah, I just wanna stay right here with you.
Ain't she the best? This week in events, Monday, May 14th, Asbury Acoustic, Dan Whitley, Joe Harvard, Sean Pony Earth, The Saint, right fucking now. It actually started about 20 minutes ago, but don't go until after the show is over, or go while the show's going on, look at your phone while driving. We all approve of that. Tuesday, May 15th, Jackson Pine and Renee Maskin of the band Low Light at the Pierce Memorial Church open mic. It's an open mic, right? I don't know. Dave Varga hosted. He's great. It's not an open mic. Just the two performers. I totally lied. Ignore all of that. Love you, Dave Vargo. Sammy K, Rough Spring, Brian Rothenbach at the Pet Shop in Jersey City at 8 p.m. A Trampolinist, the show with Matt Morgan, the Scarlet Pub at 8 p.m. The Vaughns, Loom, Clever Girl, the Knitting Factory in Brooklyn at 8 p.m. Joey Henderson, never heard of him. Joseph Alton Miller and Alex thanks, he tried to pronounce it for it. Gagliastro, the Downtown in Red Bank. That's at 8 p.m. You wrote it phonetically, but I was so not prepared for that. Joe Ruff is the featured artist at Meatball and Brews. That's Brittany on Fire open mic at 8 p.m. And Water Polo, Mike Frazier and Avery at Kung Fu Necktie in Philadelphia. Wednesday, May 16th, let's get folked up. Songwriters in the Round, hosted by Megan O'Shea, Nightwing, featuring Joe Smith, Chris Brown, JT of Jackson Pine, Maddie Carlock, and Renee Maskin of Low Light. That's at the Watermark. That's at 8 p.m. And the Vaughns, Avery Mandeville, Clever Girl, and Mike Frazier at the AP Brewery at 7 p.m. Thursday, May 17th. Happy birthday, Jesse McCormick Connor from Roy Arbitron and Deidre Forrest. Matt Cook and The Herd, the Brian Hansen Band, are Devoneer Musical. Hey, I know Matt Cook. Avery Mandeville, Mike Frazier, Aaron Hibbett, 13th Floor Music Lounge in Florence, Massachusetts. Go! Let's go on tour, Avery. I'm so tired. Idle Wave, Idle Threat, Bloom, Beauty are at the AP Brewery at 7 p.m. and Foxanne and Jesse Elliott. Wait, Jesse's actually playing a show? Or at Barker City in New Brunswick, 8:30 p.m. Brian wrote that. Jesse, don't be angry at me.
It's fine. He never plays.
He's a good guy. Anyway, Friday, May 18th. Happy birthday, Alice from Udo, New Jersey, as well as some people Brian went to high school with and doesn't talk to anymore. Always in our hearts, always in our minds, sometimes on Facebook. Taylor Toad is at the Wonder Bar. Finding Phoebus, Albert Alicia at the Asbury Hotel at 8:30 p.m. Secret Mountain, Nervous Dater, and the Halogens at the AP Brewery at 7 p.m. Feeney, My Rising Fall, Harborland, The View from Here at the Court Tavern. Experiment 34 and Cyclone Static are at FM Restaurant Bar and Lounge.
Saturday.
What?
He's getting
Stone
to it.
Pony.
I'm on Friday, Ashley.
Oh.
Ashley,
Pass it.
you watched me write it down. Anyway. Yeah, sure, you can have it. Also on Friday is the Battle of the Decades at Stone Pony. Emily Grove is doing the 60s. My band, The Burns, are doing the 70s. Levin the Oaks are doing the 80s. Mac is doing the 90s. And DJ Tyler Valentine is doing the early aughts. That's at 8 p.m. at the Stone Pony, where I swore to the guy that the guy who stole a beer wasn't me. Saturday, May 19th, Mama Palooza, benefiting musicians on a mission. That makes sense, actually. Moma Palooza.
Talk to Dave Varga.
Listen, Dave, we gotta talk. Bring an instrument and some food and play along. That's at Pierce Memorial Church at 1 p.m. Justin Pope and the Swiss Guard, Dave Mooney and the Aztec Gypsy, Accidental Seabirds, and the Mercury Brothers are at John and Peters and New Hope at 8 p.m. Let's hope it doesn't snow. Pissed, Erotic Novel, Breaklight, and Jade are at Club Germ at 7 p.m. Club Germ, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! And the tribute to Powerhouse Women at the Stone Pony, featuring Des and the Swagmatics and every girl, including guest tonight, Ashley McKinley. If you are a female and you sing in New Jersey, you're probably on that show, and it's awesome. Sunday, May 20th, Dave Vargo. God, Dave, you're doing a lot this week. And Shelly Monachicho are at Espresso Joe's at 2 p.m. Houseboat, Hospital Job, Attic Salt, and the Groucho Marxists are at the Court Tavern at 8 p.m. And now, ladies and gentlemen, whether you like it or not, the Galuppo, the Galupith, the Galup legend, Joe Galuppo!
Somebody wake up Francesa.
Diet Coke.
Song's about almost drowning in that Lackawaxen River. Man, you are. How do I even follow that? Okay. June bug on my shoulder, June bug on my shoulder. There's a chip on my shoulder, my shoulder. Oh, 'cause everything you told me's been a lie. Standing by a river, standing by a river, where the Delaware River meets the like a waxing river. Ooh, let the sun dry my bone. Stand by river, stand by river. And then I fell into that river like a waxing river. It's the one I almost died in when I turned 25. Sometimes I wish I died. My heart is feeling colder, my body's getting older. There's still a June bug on my shoulder and a chip on my shoulder. 'Cause everything they told me's been a lie. Yeah, it's the middle of December and July. And baby, I can see December in your eyes. You know they're spraying heavy metal in the sky. They told me, oh baby, well, everything they told me's been a fucking lie. Thank you guys. Oh man, yeah, shake it out, right? Nothing like almost drowning to inspire a song. You can only be so lucky. Sometimes people have bad things happen to them and you're like, fucking lucky. It's gonna make a great song. Anyway, that's music for you. I got one more. This one's called Rotary Phone. It's about nostalgia. It's recorded like 4 times, and they're all... You gotta find them. It's like go to the library. And we've got arms like hastily drawn seagulls, and loud mouths like proud hounds and beagles. Fly high and wide-eyed like owls and eagles. But I don't recall when the hell kept trying to call me. I'm dialing your number on my rotary phone, tuning my guitar to the dial tone. Now I've got a heart like a book of burnt up matches, all from a sweetheart that drinks while she dances. And she's got eyes like fine china, and only eats at least favorite, eats at least favorite diners. I don't recall if her dress was blue or green, 'cause I didn't have color TV. I'm dialing your number on my rotary phone, still tuning my guitar to the dial tone. I don't know who in the hell kept trying to call me, 'cause I didn't have a caller ID. Dialing your number on my rotary phone, still tuning my guitar, the dial tone. Thanks, guys.
Oh, Ashley, come on out. Oh, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Galuppo, Ashley McKinley, for Chris Dubrow, everyone here at Monmouth Music. This has been One More. I have been, and I remain Brian Erickson. See you all next week.
We're on a good tight ship here.
Woo!